In a stunning new development, Jake Paul has purportedly stood up from his clinic bed after an extraordinary and unforeseen experience with boxing legend Mike Tyson. The occurrence, which has surprised the boxing local area, purportedly happened during what should be a standard instructional course, as per reports. The quarrel between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson raised rapidly during a confidential instructional meeting. What started as a competing exercise before long turned warm, with Tyson supposedly blowing his top and releasing a whirlwind of strong punches on Paul. The circumstance spiraled wild, and Paul was purportedly passed on seriously harmed. Provoking a quick hurry to the clinic, talking from his clinic bed, Jake Paul showed up apparently shaken, yet kept up with his trademark resistance in his most memorable public proclamation. Since the episode, Paul communicated his shock at how the circumstance unfurled. Jake Paul's group has not unveiled the full degree of his wounds, but rather obviously the experience left him in a difficult condition. Clinical experts have expressed that while Paul is supposed to make a full recuperation, the wounds he supported are critical. It will demand investment and legitimate consideration too. Music recuperates when the two contenders get down to business in Dallas on November 15th. UFC star Michael Chandler trusts Mike Tyson can take out Jake Paul. Chandler expects an engaging session regardless of its deficiencies, Chandler told Fortunate Block. Jake Paul battled Mike Perry, who he offset by 20 pounds or so and had 4 in of level on, and presently, Mike Tyson is 30 years more seasoned. Mike Tyson's around 60 and Jake's around 30. Chandler further added, I love Mike Tyson. No one needs to see Mike Tyson get taken out yet. Everyone needs to see Mike Tyson get Jake Paul and take him out. So I mean, you will watch it. I will watch it. It's perfect for the sake of entertainment. Not treating confining a serious way on the off chance that you will battle night. And I'll presumably watch it in the meantime. It has been told to Jake Paul to drop his arrangements to challenge UFC champion Alex Pereira after his 6th-round knockout of Mike Perry last month. YouTuber Paul gave a test to the prevailing light heavyweight champion with his triumph. Paul protected a November confrontation with heavyweight in closing symbol Mike Tyson, Texas. But at the same time, his career deliberately targeted. The Brazilian has secured himself as one of the most hazardous warriors in the UFC and has brought home championships in 2 weight divisions, yet Paul demanded he could beat him in a boxing ring when he said, Alex Pereira, you said you want a container, and I'm the lord of this, so come over, we can get it going. I need you, Alex Pereira. I just beat a BKFC champion. I've beat numerous UFC champions, and he said he needs to box. So, Alex Pereira, after Mike Tyson, how about we get it going? Pereira stays limited by his UFC contract, making it far-fetched that the advancement's president Dana White would deliver him regardless of whether White were to support the battle. He communicated suspicion that it would get the fundamental permitting. I couldn't say whether the commission would try and allow that thing to battle happen, White said on the Fulson Web recording. White added boxing or UFC, he would kick Heising head to another planet it would be. He calls individuals out for consideration. Alex is a genius at the present time, so Jake gets down on him and Jake gets squeezed. Jake says I'm attempting to kill him, and I said I'm going to. It's all lies. It's false. White additionally uncovered Pereira sells multiple times the compensation per sees the Jake Paul battle that coincidentally sold pay per sees. They don't sell for pay per sees. I'll give him this. It's captivating. They continued to completely finish these folks that became getting at the question and answer session. After his success over Perry, Paul developed his desire to battle Pereira when he added, I need everyone. I love this game, and he's tweeted about needing to go into boxing. We got him on FaceTime in the ring, and I said, yo, might you at any point to escape your agreement on the off chance that he can escape his agreement then, at that point. How about we run it? When I asked him, he stopped and took a gander at his director. These folks are not their own supervisors. I need all the smoke, yet by the day's end, will Dana let him out? That is too enormous of a gamble. In the meantime, eminent knockout craftsman Butterbean, whose genuine name is Eric Esch, has stated that the eagerly awaited session is probably not going to emerge. His arrangement, he said, him and Tyson are never going to battle. That has been a trick all along to help Jake's name. And it has this person, everyone's discussing him, yet he's never going to battle Tyson at the pinnacle of his boxing vocation. Butterbean gauged an amazing 36 stone and made it past the 4th round just a single time during a session against the famous Larry Holmes, in spite of shedding an unimaginable, unpalatable 14 stone from that point forward. He's, as of late, prodded the possibility of a rebound. His latest battle occurred in 2013. Butterbean further added they were never anticipating battling each other in light of the fact that an advertiser Could never allow him to battle any other in the middle of between a battle. Never not that large a battle. It's been a trick from the outset. Butterbean moved Paul to a $2 million champ departure battle since he needs to battle him, he said on TikTok. Hello Jake Paul, would you battle me for $2 million? The champ brings home all the glory. Butterbean has partaken in more than 100 blended hand-to-hand fighting boxing and kickboxing matches. He's even fiddled with proficient wrestling. Following his spell closed by resigned proficient grappler Jewel Dallas Page on a TV program, Paul made a huge cut in his weight, notwithstanding having only 11 boxing sessions to his name. Contrasted with Butterbean's 91, Paul has figured out how to tie down 4 triumphs since his loss to Tommy Wrath. Tyson, Rage's more youthful sibling in Saudi Arabia in 2023. Regardless of the chances, Mike Tyson is being promoted as the logical victor in his impending session with Jake Paul, a conflict that vows to scratch its name into heavyweight. At 58, Tyson, the celebrated heavyweight symbol, is ready for an uncommon revisitation of the ring against the 26-year-old YouTube star Paul on November 15th in what is shockingly considered an authority match. Should Tyson's rebound continue as arranged, he remains very nearly marvelous Roy Jones Jr.'s record for the longest heavyweight vocation, a wonderful range extending from 1985 to 20,124. Rising boxing star Willie Hutchinson set to fight Joshua Batty on the undercard of the Anthony Joshua vs. Daniel Dubois headliner is overflowing with certainty. He credits his confidence to what he sees as Paul's restricted range of abilities, accepting it will be a definitive benefit. He said, "Wow, that is as yet happening. It's horrible, isn't it? The man is 60 years of age. I actually figure he can beat and take out Jake Paul. Even at 60 years old, he is worthless. I believe it's a disgrace, however, truly it is letting boxing down, and it is making it a bit of a joke." In 2005, Kevin McBride's devastating triumph over Tyson denoted the finish of the last cutthroat profession. At that second, Tyson's state of being had disintegrated essentially almost 20 years after the fact. He keeps on grappling with well-being moves as he strives to recover his original capacity. Now, to demonstrate his preparation, Tyson has begun preparing recordings of first since his rebound, and in the wake of deferring his revisitation of the ring, Paul is at the level of his actual ability, so it will be trying to conquer him, yet he actually has eruptions of brutal energy. Hutchinson added, "I really intend what benefit is that doing or acquiring for confining, yet everybody will purchase and watch. It's Mike Tyson battling Jake Paul. They are enormous names. It's a disgrace. It doesn't matter to me how much cash you are getting. I wouldn't endanger what I've done assuming I was Mike Tyson just to say I'm battling Jake Paul." Teddy Mapbook, the past coach of the undefeated Boss, accepts that this could be sufficient to win, even with the Warrior's old age and lessening abilities. He said, "You should know, knowing Tyson, the manner in which I truly do drive doesn't vanish when you're old. He actually got speed blends. He actually got that style that he was educated to make you miss and make openings for that power chart book." Brought up that Mike Tyson actually has the ability to move sidestep and take advantage of openings for a killer blow. He guaranteed that no arrangements or duplicity were influencing everything, highlighting that this battle represented a huge gamble for Paul. Regardless, Chartbook recognized Paul's valiance in taking on such a test. He further added, "Tyson will get out there, and assuming you really do have a concurrence with him, best of luck, since I know Tyson, when that chime rings, he could have a short memory about any understanding other than the consent to put hands on your jaw as per the authority guidelines." Jake Paul and Mike John will conflict in a progression of 8 2-minute adjusts this November. In spite of an amazing 30-year age hole, Paul has kept his boxing abilities sharp by engaging ex-mem contenders, though Tyson has been missing from the ring for very nearly 20 years, while some in the game hypothesized that the previous undisputed Boss could recover his superb structure against the significantly more youthful 27-year-old Paulie Malignaggi, the ex or champion, and presently anally cautioned Master Box Television of the significant gamble he proposed. There's a critical opportunity his heavyweight icon may be defenseless against injury. Malignaggi thought back about the Mike Tyson peculiarity of the last part of the 80s, pondering the tangible buzz that encompassed Tyson during that time. However, he's delighted to see Tyson flourishing monetarily. He conceded, feeling an ache of trouble at the possibility of his once distant legend possibly getting injured. Moreover, Malignaggi cautioned that Jake Paul is ending up a more imposing rival than many could understand. Tyson's unexpected occasion wiping out because of a health-related crisis, ulcer discharge up, caused not entirely set in stone to remain in real life. Paul preceded the war, going head-to-head against uncovered knuckle fighter Mike Perry and getting a triumph. The standoff has now been rescheduled. While Mike Perry was the most recent rival Paul dispatched, he actually has a few additional challengers in his sights. Paul said on the Neck Buoys webcast, Alex Pereira, Conor McGregor, Canelo, KSI, Tommy Rath. After his victory over Perry, Paul stunned the group by testing UFC light heavyweight champion Pereira. A previous kickboxing titan and double division UFC champion has played with venturing into the boxing ring. Paul, undaunted by Pereira's honors, has reliably pursued a bout with the 36-year-old McGregor, who stays under agreement with the UFC for 2 additional battles. McGregor broadly given an uncommon exemption in 2017 to go head-to-head against the unbelievable Floyd Mayweather. 47 considered that hybrid session to be a one-time unprecedented occasion in the UFC's set of experiences. At 34, Canelo is as yet the lord of boxing's compensation per view world, leaving the chance open for a confrontation with Paul. Then again, 25-year-old Fierceness holds the qualification of being the main warrior. To have beaten Paul, an accomplishment he achieved during their February 2023 match in Saudi Arabia. Since that misfortune, Paul has been vocal about his craving for a rematch. In the meantime, KSI, at 31 remaining parts, Paul's most extreme opponent, with their hostility originating from KSI's 2019 triumph over Paul's more established sibling Logan, who is presently 29. Lately, talks have hit a tangle because of a warm disagreement regarding weight classes. Paul, who has been battling at the cruiserweight breaking point of 200 pounds in his last 3 sessions, is planning to move forward to heavyweight for his impending conflict with Tyson. In the meantime, while KSI's latest battle was at 183 pounds the night he confronted a dubious misfortune to Fierceness, and Paul let it out. Really the trouble in sorting out the weight. The first arrangement was 185, yet we're both way over that. He's strolling around at 205 and I'm at 22. The least I could go to now would be 195, and that would be troublesome. So about sorting out, he can have anything he needs. The battle will be in London. I simply need him to think twice about the weight. Kevin McBride, the last man to exchange with Mike Tyson in an expert ring, has given an unmistakable watchfulness to Jake Paul as the YouTuber turned fighter gears up for a November conflict with the previous heavyweight champion. McBride's bits of knowledge act as a brief look into the considerable tests Paul is going to look in spite of Tyson's propelling years. McBride, now 51, solidly accepts that the unbelievable fighter actually has a threatening presence in the ring. McBride, who got a TKO against Tyson in 2005, denoting the finish of Tyson's celebrated vocation, ponders their coordinate with striking memory. He clearly recollects the amazing influence Tyson held. Even as his profession approached its dusk, when Tyson hit me, it seemed like my head was turning. McBride related in Meeting with Moment Gambling Club, portraying the force of Tyson's punches. He distinctively described the second after a ruthless hit when he secured Tyson in a wrestling hold and provoked him, energizing Tyson's fury. McBride reviews how Tyson answered by diving into him, conveying horrendous agony. This extraordinary second caught everlastingly in the battles. Film highlights the unyielding and erratic nature Tyson brings to the ring, even well beyond his prime. In view of this, McBride conferred his insight to the 27-year-old Paul, stressing the significance of a strong guard and the need to remain continually careful against Tyson's unusual conduct. McBride especially cautioned Paul to be on guard if Tyson somehow managed to eliminate his mouthpiece, a move that, as far as McBride can tell, frequently proclaimed an abrupt and risky shot. Tyson is a fearsome man, even in his 50s. It moves into the ring with him whether you're a carefully prepared contender or a YouTuber like Paul. McBride exerted hypothesis proliferates that Tyson's propelling years could steer the results in support of Paul, giving the more youthful competitor urgent edge. McBride, anyway, is determined in excusing this thought. He demands that Tyson's influence sees a huge danger, one that could unequivocally impact the result of the battle. McBride contends that influence is the last thing a warrior loses, and in spite of his age, Tyson actually sneaks up all of a sudden that can leave anybody faltering. Assuming Tyson interfaces with only one strong hit, it very well may be sweet dreams for Paul. McBride recommended showing that the more youthful contender could end up in hot water. Assuming he misjudges Tyson's capacities, McBride prodded the chance of a revisitation of the ring, demonstrating he may be available to one more conflict with Tyson. Assuming the open door emerges, assuming Tyson wins, and Paul believes that a rematch, I'd be prepared should step in again, McBride said. He likewise elected to step in should Paul or Tyson haul out of the impending battle, with a looming conflict among Tyson and Paul gravitating toward McBride's admonitions. gave a sobering look at the imposing test anticipating Paul.